What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. One of the first videos I ever did on this channel was looking at horrible fake Mickey Mantle autographs on eBay.
How does eBay even allow people to list these? This is so bad. Look at this M right here. Look at this gigantic moon. Look at the, oh, I can't even say it. This is so bad.
I've always been big into autographs. I really love collecting autographs, baseball cards, memorabilia, signed baseballs. All that stuff is awesome. But you want to know it's the real deal, Holyfield. I hate fake autographs. I hate that it's out there, that people are getting scammed. And so I made that video, and over the years, even to this day, I get emails of people sending me a Mickey Mantle autograph, or one that they hope is a Mickey Mantle autograph, and asking me, is this legit? What do you think? And I would always help them out best I can. What you see here is an obvious real Mickey Mantle autograph. This is the Mickey Mantle autograph that we all know. This is his standard autograph that he used for most of his life. And I do want to go on eBay again and see if we're still dealing with a bunch of fakes, or if eBay's cleaned it up at all. And it's interesting because I believe that we'll find that when it is PSA authenticated or JSA authenticated, it's probably going to be completely legit. And when it's not, when it says unauthenticated, I bet it's going to look like pure crap. But Mickey Mantle didn't always have this autograph. It kind of evolved into that back in the day, back in his early career. You could see it was a little bit different. The last 5 letters, A-N-T-L-E, pretty similar throughout his entire life, but you could see the M's went through a drastic transformation. They used to be really simple like this with the M, just a normal M. Then here around 1950, this is about 1953 or so, maybe 54, he started having this fancy M right here. This is where it started. You can see it's only in the first letter of his first name, and the first letter of his second name is a little bit different. Usually both M's are not exactly equal, which is one thing to look for. So I'm going to tell you in this video some things to look for to recognize that it's legit or fake. And even here, his modern, now you can see they're not exactly the same. One's a little bit bigger here in this case, but it varies. But usually, for whatever reason, they look a little bit different. Like this one's got the little loop. This one, the M, the second M doesn't. But this is the modern signature that Mickey Mantle has used. So here I am on eBay, and I just searched Mickey Mantle signed baseball, and we're seeing what comes up here. We got a new listing already. This one's PSA certified, so I expect it to be completely legit. It is kind of lightly signed here, over $1,000 for it, this Mickey. And yeah, it looks pretty good to me. And there's some things I'll tell you to look for when I see the fake, but this one, certainly authentic, and you can look it up online and go to PSA's website or JSA's website, see a picture of it. Always do that before you buy. I'll tell you right now, I always suggest buying one that's PSA or JSA authenticated, just to be safe. And this second one here, no COA, no certificate of authenticity, red flag. It's already got a bunch of bids. It's already well over $100. Oh my God, what is that?
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Now this one's not authenticated. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot stick right here. This one, if it's not authenticated and there's any question about it, don't even bother. And there's definitely a question about this one. Look at this M. It looks like an R. It's completely sideways. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with this one at all. Like just look at it at a glance and it looks terrible. Okay, here's one over $200. Says charity 30%. This is awful. This is awful. Oh Lord. Oh man. eBay has not cleaned it up. 30% of the transaction will be donated to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Is that supposed to make people feel better? eBay for charity? My goodness. And I'm saying what to look for. I mean, look, the spacing is off. The E and the Y are touching. That's extremely unusual. The C kind of sharp here at the top. Now, look at the C. It doesn't have a downward curve normally like this one does here. See how it curves down? Mickey's C does not usually do that. That's really unusual. And then the M here is just really bad. There's not, gosh, Lee, that's bad. That M is just, I don't even think I need to explain to you why this is bad, but typically the M will be kind of perfectly straight. You can draw a straight line over the top of the two bumps on the M. On the second M, usually it's fairly straight. Like one bump won't be way higher than the next usually. And there's always exceptions, when you sign your name, it's never the same, but just a clean, beautiful M. There's usually quite a bit of space if there's room for the signature. If he has, if it's on a baseball, usually there's quite a bit of empty space inside the little half moon there. You can see there's quite a bit of room in there. In this one, there's barely any room. It's just like a little. That's why sometimes they call it the banana, when it looks too much like a banana. And sometimes it'll be authentic and look a little bit like a banana, but this one is really bad. Really bad. Not authenticated, no surprise. Okay, this one, just as soon as I looked at it, I didn't even need to know. I knew this was authenticated. This is JSA authenticated. I knew this was legit as soon as I looked at it. If you can't tell the difference between this beautiful signature right here and the ones we just saw, oh man, I don't know what to tell you. JSA authenticated. And this one looked terrible as soon as I looked at it. And this one is definitely not authenticated. Look at that M. What an atrocity. That is awful. That is so ugly. Look at the M and the I are not even connected here. That's a huge red flag. The M and the I are not even connected. I don't even know what to say. That is so bad. I don't even know what to say. I was going to give some tips on how to tell. No tips necessary here. Just look at that M right there. What is that? It's not a moon. It's not a half moon. It's not even a banana. It's an A. It's a sideways A. So those have not been sold yet. Let's go to some that have already sold. 1956 team signed ball. No COA. Unknown authenticity. This is fake. This is a facsimile. These are fake. I mean, it's just printed on, it's just a souvenir ball. This is another facsimile right here. You can tell because that's not how Mantle signs baseball. That is a real Mickey Mantle signature, but I believe he signed it on a card or a piece of paper, and then they transferred it onto fake onto the ball. Look at this atrocity here. It's sold for $8.30. Imagine getting a Mickey Mantle signed baseball for $8.30. Oh, what is that?
Son of a bitch, what in the hell is that?
Oh, it's all slanted. Like the way it goes to the I and the C is way too slanted. Straight. Beautiful. Straight. Follow that Mickey. Look at this one. Look at how it's all slanted. And the way the K goes over the E is just not correct whatsoever. It starts to get shaky from the E to the Y. This is god awful. This is absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. No one, at least buyers weren't smart enough to bid on this. It didn't get over $10. No COA. Yeah, I wonder why there's no COA on that one. Here's one that has the typical, when they talk about the bananas, this is what they're talking about. Big old bananas. Look how ugly that is. It's just the bananas. You see two bananas that look very similar. That's just not how Mickey does it. This is a terrible, ugly Mantle. Would never have passed authentication. Again, the ANTL is that's not quite right. It looks like Ottle, whereas you see his real one, and you could tell that's an N. You could tell it's ANTLE, Mantle, whereas this one here looks kind of like AUTLE because the spacing is just not quite right. But overall, this is an atrocity. It's disgusting. It's completely terrible. This one's terrible. It just says Mickey Mantle. Like someone paid $122.50. It got 18 bids. Please do not be the one to bid on these. I mean, it's so. I haven't found one that's not authenticated, like a genuine GSA or PSA that looks real. They are all so bad. Like I don't even know what to say. This is so bad. I don't even think I need to explain it. Look at the beauty in that, and look at this absolute garbage. Here's a complete fake Mays, Mantle, and Snyder ball. Again, the huge, is that the same one I just clicked on? Because I see that big old bananas there. This might be from the Operation Bullpen era, where they were selling all these fake Mickey Mantles on, they would sell them on those late night TV shows where they sell stuff. So many people got ripped off. You thought because you were buying it on actual television that they had to be real. These are all completely fake, but this mantle is terrible. Look at those bananas there. That's not how it looks. It's not how Mantle's autographed. This also looks like Mantle. Looks like a U. It looks like Mantle. A-U-T-L-E. Look at Mickey. There's no U there. The A flows into the N. A-N-T-L-E. Just notice when they have no shirt. Here's one with no shirt. I mean, what even is this? This looks terrible. Looks all faded. Can't hardly see it. It looks way too big. It looks too Mickey Mousey instead of Mickey Mantle-y. Another one, not authenticated. What is this? What is this right here? Doesn't look good. All sloppy and ink everywhere. This one is absolutely awful. First of all, there's two parts in here that stand out. Although the whole thing, you look at it, you know it's fake. This second M is the worst thing I've ever seen. But in the first letter, when it goes from M to the I, notice how it's loopy. It looks like a U. You see that? And also at the end of this Y, when it comes down, it's more of a loopy. It's a loop. It's not a sharp point.
It needs to be pointy.
So let's take a look at the real Mickey, and let's just go ahead and look at a real Mickey on eBay instead of the one we've been going back to. I'm going to type JSA. This one's fake. No COA. I mean, I'm having trouble finding a real one. You know how I'll find a real one? That is ugly. So here's a real one that sold for $1,000. Now notice it's pointy. It looks like a V when it goes from the M to the I. It looks like a V, not a U. And then the Y at the end here is also pointy, at least more, not a total loop. It's relatively pointy. This is not the most pointy Y, but if we look at that original SIG, we can see that the Y is very pointy, and that from the M to the I is very pointy.
Round is not scary. Pointy is scary. This will put a smile on the faces of the enemy.
Here's another one. M to the I. It's either pointy or sometimes it crosses over, but it should definitely not be look like a complete U. And then the Y, always a point at the bottom, pretty much. I mean, there's always exceptions. You see a Mickey Mantle that looks authentic in every way, but one little thing is off. It still might be real because we sign our names a little different every time. Something happens. Something happens. Could be a bumpy paper. It could be something can happen, but you just know when the whole thing looks awful, when there's lots of red flags and it's not authenticated, just avoid it because it's pretty much fake. Here's one more that's real. If I was to give you just some tips to look at, 5 clues, I'll tell you. For one, from the M to the I and the bottom of the Y should be pointy. There should be plenty of space, but not too much in the half moons. They have nice proportions. They look attractive compared, because this is Mickey's signature. He was proud of it. He perfected it. And if it looks like out of whack, like a giant moon or a giant banana that just looks ugly, that's a red flag. It should look like Mantle more than Mantle. Yes, you could try to kind of make this say Mantle if you want, but it looks more like Mantle when you read this. M-A, you see an N here. A comes up, down, and then there's an N. It doesn't look like a U, but some fakes will look more like a U. So if it looks like it says Mantle more than Mantle, that could be a red flag. That to say that none of his autographs maybe signed a few that may more look like you could see Mantle a little bit, but the fakes are really bad. The real ones look more like Mantle, and you can tell. Usually the two M's when Mantle does are a little bit different. Even in this example, you can see how the first one looks compared to the second. They're usually not, if they're identical, it's like someone's faking it. They think they write it the same way both ways. Like some of those bananas that we saw earlier, the double bananas, those are fakes. And the proportions should be about equal and straight. It shouldn't be slanted. It's not slanted either way. It's pretty much straight. Straight, even proportions from each letter, and they're straight. Which we've seen some fakes that just the proportions are off and they look all slanted. I mean, they just look ugly. I haven't found one good fake yet that could even fool anybody. I mean, maybe it fools somebody because people are paying over $100. I'm searching only balls that have no COA, and I'm just going to look down and see if I see any that I think are real. These look all fake to me. And let's just finish it off with this one. This is one that's, all those looked fake. Someone's trying to sell this for $15,000. Even if it was real, it's not worth $15,000. Mickey Mantle, Triple Crown. Let's give it the test of the 5 things I said. Do we have a sharp point from the M to the I? We do not. It's not a sharp point. It's a little circle. It's hideous. Do we have a sharp point at the bottom of the Y? We do not. Does it look like Mantle? I would say, okay, maybe it passes that test, but it does. It looks like Mantle, but it looks disgusting. Is it slanted at you or is it straight? It's somewhat straight, but wobbly, and it's just looks really bad. Are the M's different? Yes, they are, but not in a good way. Typically, the first M is usually the bigger loop, whereas here, this M looks more like a banana. Usually, it's reverse. Usually, his first M will be a little more fancy. In this case, it's the second M that's a little more fancy. Is it smooth and fluid? Not at all. Look at this E right here. It's shaking. You know, Mickey didn't have Alzheimer's, as far as I know. And I'd say if you get any of the red flags that I talked about, or if it just looks bad for whatever reason, and it's not JSA or PSA certified, do not buy it. Do not buy it. So unless like someone has a good story, like they told you they've got a sign in front of them, someone you trust, or it's like sold at an estate sale of a former professional baseball player or a former pro coach who's probably been around Mantle, and they have a lot of stuff, baseball stuff, and you're like, okay, and it passes all the tests, it looks good, then maybe it's okay. But it's really sad this stuff is selling, and people are paying hundreds. This one's got 42 bids. 42 bids. What is this? This, I would say, is an absolute fake. Someone bought an old ball and practiced and signed it and got some quick money. And it's absolutely despicable. But I would not touch this baseball. Because if you have a baseball like this as a seller, you're going to get it authenticated because you want to get that value out of it. You can get $400, $500, $600 or more. Why would you not get it authenticated? Oh, because it's fake. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, this follow-up. We'll have another one in 5 more years. Unless this video does really well. Maybe we'll do more of these. And maybe we'll look at some other autographs like Willie Mays. I was going to say Pete Rose, but Pete Rose is probably legit because he signed so many baseballs that you can get them for a really affordable price. There's Ted Williams fakes out there. There's just lots of fakes. So be very, very cautious. What a beautiful autograph. And I'm glad it was so beautiful and he had such good penmanship to make it difficult to fake. But be very careful, very, very cautious. Have a wonderful day. We will talk to you in the next one.